In the red dust of Dodoma, where the sun paints the earth in gold and the wind hums through ancient baobabs, a girl was born marked by mystery, a crescent moon glowing faintly on her cheek. The villagers whispered that it was a sign of magic, perhaps even a curse. But they did not know that this mark, shimmering like dawn's first light, would one day save a sultan, soften a prince's heart, and unite two worlds divided by power and pride. This is the story of Nima, the girl with the mark of light. Like, subscribe, and turn on the notification so you don't miss these beautiful stories. The story begins on a morning when Dodoma lay quiet beneath a soft haze. Nima was walking barefoot through the fields, gathering firewood for her mother. She stopped to give water to an old donkey, patting its neck, whispering comfort into its tired ears. She always had time for the smallest creatures. Far away, a caravan of golden carriages, shimmering fabrics, and strong horses was making its way across the dusty plains. It was the Sultan of Zanzibar, traveling inland with his guards, his advisors, and his only son, Prince Khalid. The Sultan had heard tales of Dodoma's fertile lands and had come to see them with his own eyes. But fate is never a straight road. That evening, as the caravan rested near the outskirts of the village, a sudden storm swept over the land. The rains came heavy, the winds fierce, and lightning struck the tall baobabs. In the chaos, the Sultan, separated from his guards, was thrown from his horse. Nima, carrying her bundle of firewood, saw the fall. She rushed forward without hesitation. There he was, the Sultan himself, groaning in pain, pinned under the weight of his saddle and gear. Villagers stood at a distance, afraid to approach such a powerful man. But Nima, with her heart that had never known fear of titles or riches, bent down, lifted the heavy straps, and freed him. She tore her kanga into strips to bind the wound on his leg. She carried water to his lips. She whispered, "You are safe here." For hours she stayed until his guards finally found them. When they did, they were astonished to see their sultan alive and being nursed by a poor village girl with a crescent mark on her face. The sultan recovered quickly and returned to his camp, but he could not forget the girl who had saved him. Out of gratitude, he sent word that Nima and her family were to be honored. Now, the Sultan's son, Prince Khalid, was curious. He expected to see a dazzling maiden of beauty beyond compare, but when he was presented to Nima, he frowned. He noticed first her simple clothes, her unpolished manners, and most of all, the strange mark on her cheek. He whispered to his friend, "Is this the girl who saved my father?" "She is ordinary," Nima heard the whisper, but she bowed respectfully, her eyes lowered. Days turned to weeks. The Sultan lingered in Dodoma, enjoying the peace of the countryside. He invited Nima often, not for her looks, but for her kindness. She spoke with honesty, tended to the sick among the Sultan's people, and even taught the palace cooks a way to stretch food so none went hungry. Prince Khalid watched from a distance. He saw how children ran to her, how the elderly leaned on her arm, how animals followed her without fear. Slowly, without realizing it, his heart began to soften. One evening, he found her sitting beneath a baobab, staring at the stars. He asked, "Nima, does your mark trouble you?" "People whisper, do they not?" She smiled, her voice gentle. "Yes, they whisper. But a mark is only skin. What matters is how you carry it." Something stirred in Khalid's chest that night, a feeling he had never known. But love is not born in peace. It is tested in fire. One night, a group of bandits from the hills attacked the Sultan's camp, hoping to steal his treasures. The guards fought bravely, but the enemy was fierce. In the chaos, Prince Khalid was cornered. And once again, Nima stepped forward. Armed with nothing but a stick of burning wood from the fire, she fought with the courage of a lioness. She struck, she shouted, she shielded the prince with her own body. Her bravery gave the guards time to rally, and soon the bandits were driven away. When it was over, Nima's hands were blistered, her kanga torn. But she stood tall, her crescent mark glowing in the firelight. Prince Khalid looked at her then, not at the mark, not at her plain dress, but at the courage in her eyes. And in that moment, he understood. Love was not about beauty seen at first sight. It was about the kind of soul that shines when the world is darkest. In the days that followed, the Sultan called Nima the daughter of my heart. He offered her riches, jewels, and a place in Zanzibar. But Nima only bowed and said, "I want nothing more than to see my people cared for. If you must give me anything, let it be schools for the children and wells for the thirsty." The Sultan was moved, and so he promised her that her village would prosper. As for Prince Khalid, his heart was already bound to hers. He confessed, not in the grand halls of his father's court, but under the same baobab tree. "Nima, at first I did not see you. I saw only what the eye could catch, but now I see with my heart, and my heart chooses you, Nima." Humble and wise, simply answered, "Then let your love be like the rain, falling on all, not only me." And so, the girl with the crescent birthmark, once mocked and whispered about, became the light of two worlds, the hope of her people and the heart of a prince. For in Dodoma, they still tell the story of Nima, the girl with the mark of light, whose kindness saved a sultan, and whose courage taught a prince what true love means. And so, the tale of Nima, the girl with the mark of light, comes to an end, but her legacy still shines across the red plains of Dodoma. A story of courage, kindness, and love that conquered fear and pride. If Nima's journey touched your heart, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more powerful African stories that inspire, heal, and awaken the spirit. Your support helps keep these stories alive.